from the disqualified game that we had previous. Unfortunately, Nitro Junior's not able to make it for that one. Luckily this time though, I've got Farley with me. He's going to be casting this one with me. Antelope Esports versus Luxor Esports Academy. It should be going live in roughly 5 minutes. How are you doing today, Luke?
Yeah, not bad. I'm looking forward to this game. It should be interesting. Obviously, after yesterday's unfortunate turn of events with the 4v5, obviously it ended up turning into a 5v5. But and obviously the disqualified game that you had earlier on, which unfortunately I wasn't a part of. But I mean, it's two games that which obviously a little bit of a shame. But this one is looking to be one of those games where it's going to be good. I'm hoping at least.
Fingers crossed, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of the actual game itself, we've got the players loading in now. As I mentioned in the previous stream, the one that ended up being disqualified, I was talking about this game. The players have all confirmed that they are here, that they are going to be present. So fingers crossed we don't have the same repeat as what has essentially just happened.
Yeah.
Once the map vote's been made and we go into the game, the screen will switch and we'll go into the game. At the moment we are just watching the players load into Dust 2, which they will use to vote map.
Yep. Same story as yesterday, except obviously now. I mean, you know, both we spoke about this shortly beforehand, before we obviously started the stream. Antelope versus Luxor is going to be one of those games. As long as everything goes to plan, and as long as everything goes through, it's looking to be one of those games where, you know, either team at the moment it's kind of balanced. Obviously, one team's got a win, one hasn't. One's up by 3 points. One is actually looking to finally score some points in the league. So we're currently in Division 2. So it's one of those games where I'm hoping not only will it be kind of a very competitive and close game, this is going to be one of those games where we're going to see each individual one of these players. I mean, especially from the Antelope side, seeming that they are the ones with the points at the moment, make some good players. I'm looking for maybe I'm going to throw an early prediction and say maybe we're looking at one of the maps we've already seen. To keep the viewers up to date, you know, a Cache or Barrage at the moment they're the two most played maps that we've seen. Well, at least what we've casted so far. So I think it could be one of those two maps. But I'm also kind of hoping for something different. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Really, like you said, it's been a 50-50 and.
It's always great when you see one of those interesting maps pull out, but at the same time, it's what the team knows, it's what they've played, what they've practiced, and that's why I think you're going to see your Mirages, your Caches come out more than the others. That being said, you know, we've got the diversity of lots of different teams, and in this one especially, having an academy team means, you know, you can having the academy and the main team in the same competition means, you know, we can view one and view the other, and even sort of get an idea of sort of the difference between the two. One of the things I mentioned this morning is we've got Bitpoint and Bitpoint Academy, and I was looking on some of their social pages before the game started, and you'd find that they would be in some competitions go further than the actual original team. So it's going to be interesting to see cast this game, and then in the future if we cast a Luxor Esports game, sort of have a look at sort of the differences between the two, sort of if they run any similar strats based on practice. Should definitely be something to look out for when we're casting this game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the way I look at it as well is it's kind of like you mentioned a second ago, but also like maybe not. I mean, it's one of the things as well. If you've got an academy team, the chances are they are kind of scrimming against the main team. So the differences between them both, I mean, you've got to kind of expect Luxor to be coming in to this match with obviously a lot of prior experience, maybe scrimming the main Luxor team, having their strats ready. Obviously it depends on the pick and bans. It's kind of dependent on what's chosen really here. I mean, we don't really know what the maps are that Luxor picks or that Antelope picks yet, just obviously because we don't have that kind of information. We haven't watched enough of their games or whatever, but definitely one of those things where if Luxor's been scoring against the main team, and obviously we know that the main Luxor team is a very well-rounded team, just from their league standing, we can assume that this is definitely going to be a competitive game.
So for those that are interested on the screen now, I've got the league tables. When it flicks back to the other screen in the top right now, you can also see when it will flip back, you'll see that both teams now have the full 5 players loaded in. So that should mean, providing no one's internet goes offline or anything, we are going to have a game. So at this point, it's just going to be waiting for the map veto. As soon as that comes through, I'll let you know what's going on. And also, hello to you, iFruity. Thank you for tuning in and checking out this game.
So, as we're loading in, as we're getting ready, I did this yesterday before the unfortunate 4v5, but I kind of have to do it again. I did ask you at the end of the stream yesterday, but I feel like just asking you again. You've had a bit of time to look over, both these teams now. Who do you reckon out of obviously out of Antelope and Luxor Academy? Who do you reckon might take this one? Are you going to go for more of the 50-50 gamble? Not really a gamble, but the safe one, or are you going to do you think there's more of a decisive play here?
I think it's the same as some of these other games, because a lot of these games we're doing, it's teams which we've not seen play before. It's very difficult for us to make a decision, so we are pretty much just guessing really on which one's going to be better. I think based on statistics, it's going to be Antelope. But I kind of want Luxor to take it for no other reason other than I want to see the academy teams go far in this, and I want them to develop, and hopefully, possibly, when we get to the playoff stages, we get to see a main team versus an academy team. That's kind of my little wish.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So a part of me is always going to be rooting for these academy teams, certainly going forward. But logically, stats based, maybe an Antelope win. But let's wait and see. Let's pay attention to these going forward. The best thing about casting these sorts of games for us, I would suggest, is that we learn the teams, we learn the players. We learn the names, and going forward, it gives us more information. Going into other games that we can cast. Going to flip back to the screen now. You will see that we have, like I said earlier, the players loaded into the game.
100%. I mean, as for me, from my prediction, I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I mean, if we're going just based off of stats, I feel like Antelope is going to be the team that's going to take it necessarily, but my heart kind of wants to see the academy versus the main team. That's kind of my only motivation behind that. I think that would be a really interesting match. And as we load into Mirage, obviously I'll let you comment on a few things here, but obviously, yeah, that's my prediction going in. I'm kind of thinking Antelope might take it, but I kind of want to see Luxor Academy, take the advantage here and maybe move on and play the main team if that's a possibility later on. I think that'd be really, really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, loading into Mirage, looks like the teams have picked Mirage for the map. So we'll be jumping into Knife hopefully soon once they're all able to ready up. Mirage is always a fantastic one to cast in terms of just sort of watching teams play and the way they're able to sort of pull out strats. So that'll certainly be interesting. That being said, it's like we called earlier, Mirage Cash, your typical two. So
yeah. Definitely, it's the main. It's like you mentioned a minute ago, or a little bit ago. It's those two maps, or not necessarily the only two, but it's some of the main maps where most teams do have that kind of that competitive edge. They know the most about the maps, and the most commonly played, but the most commonly practiced. It's one of those maps where people kind of understand how it's played not only on CT side but on T side. Obviously, we'll see which team gets the pick there. Again, the maps are very common at the moment, but I think that it's just down to which teams have had the most practice on what maps. And commonly, like Cash, Mirage, a little bit of Inferno's dabbled in there. Maybe sometimes even a Cobble. I mean, I've noticed more teams playing that now and all.
I'd like to see Cobble played. It is one of my favourites.
Yeah, Cobble or Train for me would be a really interesting map. And as we load in, it's just going to be, depending on how the knife round goes, I think whoever has that T side is going to have the most to prove. It's going to be a very, I'm hoping at least a very competitive game.
Yeah, hoping for a close game, because close games, we don't have a game running on after this one, so I mean it can take as long as it wants. It can be much of an interesting game as it can possibly be, because that certainly helps. I know originally the other day it was Luxor that actually asked us to do this on our channels, and we didn't know that we were going to be doing it on RDYUP at the time, so quite interesting that we're here. For those who haven't had us cast before, this is technically going to be our first game cast. Weren't able to cast the previous one due to disqualification. It would appear that we may have a volume issue with the stream. Just have a little look at that. If anyone's able to sort of pinpoint where we sort of have that problem, then I can certainly look into it. If it's one of us specifically or the sound. However, at the moment we don't have any game volume for a reason.
Yeah, the only reason that is obviously we're currently just kind of in the warm-up stage where the teams are just readying up. So you don't want to be hearing kind of those loud gunshots and
Yeah, exactly.
doing. It's just more of just a warm-up phase, and if you want to, it's more about us being able to speak and you just watch over.
That being said, though, Luke, if you could just do me a favour, because you obviously it's a bit quicker for you to check. Are you okay just to load up the stream for me and just double check before we go ahead? Make sure everything runs smoothly. Warm up is ending now.
Yeah, I'm already on that. Yeah, I mean, it all seems fine for me. Just the music at the moment, obviously, there's no game sound, but apart from that. Cool. Seems all fine for me at the moment.
And we're pushing into knife round.
Nice.
Found it funny yesterday that the team called 200 knives. Didn't win knife round, but...
So there weren't really 200 knives, it was more 150. Missing the
yeah, they were lacking knives.
FQ and going a bit big for his team now.
Alright then, so we've got Luxor starting CT, Antelope T side. Looks like the T is going to be heading towards fast middle. Bill's getting taken out quite quickly there. Nice quick clean up there for Luxor Esports Academy for the first round, taking that one. You know, looks like we do have a pause coming in as well. It's quite a convincing one. I don't know about you in terms of what's going on there. Looks like we've got a tech pause.
Apologies for that. My mic just suddenly disconnected. Random.
Just the excitement of the pistol round was just too much.
Oh, it's just way too much for me.
You know, we had Antelope sort of pushing down mid, moving into connector, and I think they just sort of got choked out. I think wasn't expecting Luxor to have that much control over it that early. I think if they'd have possibly taken out a couple of players then advanced, maybe had the chance there, but.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think the USPs definitely in middle have the advantage just because of the range and the damage that they can do at that range against those Glocks. And I mean, even when you're playing against like a P250, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're buying a P250, chances are you have, or not even chances, you have no armor. So you're playing against those USPs. It's just you're more than likely going to be losing those gunfights. So USPs always taking that distance advantage. So not really surprised there. Good round from them. We seem to be on a pause at the moment. Do you reckon this is a tactical pause?
They said it was tech.
Specific
players got lag, so
okay.
Not sure if it's FPS or. Oh no, we got a player running at 120 ping. Looks like it's coming down now anyway.
Okay. We did have, for those who aren't aware, we did have some of these server issues previously, but it did get fixed within the first literally like minute, not even that of pause. So luckily for us, I guess that seems to be the case now. So looks like we're heading into this second round with some pistols from the.
As a CZ user, I'm offended to see a Tech 9 there.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised with that 10-9, but I'm not gonna lie. You know, the gun. I'm not saying it's bad by any means, but since the patch for it, it's picking that CZ over it is a little bit more, in my opinion, a bit more of a logical buy. We'll just see what he can do with it this round. Hopefully, maybe he can prove me wrong there with that. But we got a full UMP and we have an MP9 and actually a FAMAS, which is an interesting buy for Sad Boy. So just have to see kind of what happens. Sad Boy in a great position to get boost there.
I think I might have made the game roll just a tad too loud. I'll sort it after this. Luxor picking that one up quite convincingly again. I personally, I blame the Tech 9, but
all down to the Tech 9. I mean, no, to be fair, again, Sad Boy played a nice little position under Palace there, just listening for the drop, picking up any players that were dropping down quite rapidly. No one was really in a position to trade that, and even when they did, the focus was taken away from Stairs. So good play by them.
This could certainly be interesting. So we've got a couple of pistols bought out for the T side, but with bombs decided to stay A. So we actually could see a bomb plant here just to get a little bit of money coming out. Not quite falling for it on A side by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right now, Luxor seems to be going very well. They did fall for the little rush there for pistols. Saito seems to think there might be one behind. Celox is the one rotating from B. They have the info. This is going to be a quick defuse for them. Not much that Antelope can really do there.
From an eco perspective, though, not a bad round.
No, not at all. Definitely all can buy. We can even get like an AWP buy in here if we wanted to. I'm a bit confused as to maybe why we have a UMP. Yeah, I was just saying maybe
it was carried over.
Dropped. Yeah, maybe just being dropped. I wasn't on the player at the time. Yeah, so as we see, the AWP has come out. We did have the money.
And Antelope choosing to return to the middle.
Saito's in a good position here. Does get the info. Unfortunately misses the AWP shot there, but Antelope is playing really well and aggressive together.
Yeah, I'd suggest they've pretty much got this A site locked down now. Kylan, I think, is going to struggle here to move out with his AWP as we see Sandboy get taken down pretty convincing though once again. Yeah. Kylan's probably going to have to push away with this AWP now and just try and go for the save, you know. Probably not worth losing out in trying to take this site, especially considering where DXNA is. That being said though, looks like XDNA could get in a firefight here with Devoldi if he's... Nah, it looks like he's going to play this one safe.
Yeah, I mean that round, again, they just kind of lost mid-control, didn't really get that window position locked down very well. They had an AWP on short, but unfortunately did miss that beginning shot. Did eventually hit one, but I mean, kind of their demise. Quite an early pick from Antelope. Played it quite well, quite strong mid-presence there. Finally getting a really good pick there with the Saito going huge with this FAMAS. 2k already for him.
He's hissy now. Oh, not able to quite catch the flick. We see Luxor back on top once again. Going against what we said so far, expecting.
Yeah.
Certainly. Just going to edit one more thing. There we go.
I mean, you've got to keep in mind, obviously, Luxor winning that pistol round does have an overall effect on the first few rounds. I mean, at the end of the day, if you consider the fact, obviously, Luxor winning the pistol and then taking it back, this is the first round where they really were challenged. So, in terms of, I mean, not last round, but the round before that, that was the first round they really lost sight. So, I think now it's just about adapting to that play and just seeing how they can move on forward.
So, slow start to this round. Looks like the T's are going to try and play for a pick. No one committing to any site just yet. Bomb down just shy of T spawn.
It's a very passive hold from the T's. I think obviously that...
I think it's going to be Celox who's going to move in for the first kill as well.
Yeah,
he takes it with a 1D.
Sad boy not getting the info there, really. Doesn't really feel like he commed it, but...
Couple of CTs as well, pushing over to the A site after that kill. Pick found on mid, another 1D from Celox. Taken down in the end though. So it's going to be up to the T's now to see what they decide to do with the bomb. It looks like they are probably going to go to B site. No one quite on there just yet. We've got Kylan's just managed to get into kitchen. Might take the pick here with the AWP if he can. He certainly does. It's Kylan to hold now just while the rest of his team push around just to give him a little bit of backup. Misses the flick there. It looks like he's got a bit of backup from Cito as they've got 2 AWPs on site. That being said though, Pexel could get a plant here. Cito's going to peek him though. Oh wait, no.
Oh, very close.
Pexel got really lucky there. It was unfortunate in the end actually not to. If he'd have hit that shot and then got the guy on site, could have took it.
I mean, we have to be honest with each other here. The Deagle play there from... we have to be kind of honest with each other. Celox not only getting those 2 1Ds, but also catching some of the half HP. Like, he managed to get some players down to half HP. There was a player in mid who actually managed to get one down to about 13 HP. Some players on the CT side, they're really weak. If the AK players had got a little bit luckier, obviously, if... Carlion didn't really play the AWP, and it's such a good position. I reckon that round could have gone very differently.
Certainly. Looks like we're going to see all the T's move to A site this time, possibly going to execute on A site. I think they're probably going to let Celox have another go with the Deagle here before pushing onto site. I mean, why not after the previous round we've just seen?
Definitely.
So
we do also have a scout buy coming in, who's just watching short at the moment. I think that's a very smart play.
Yeah, both Celox and Hissy looking for that initial pick before pushing onto A site. I think the CTs have got a rough idea what's going on here. Only one player on B site pushed up into apartments, giving them the knowledge that they can, they can probably assume that it's going to be a picking pass, and it's going to force the T's to push out onto site quite quickly, all going down quicker than my fingers by the looks of it.
Very quickly. One of those AWPs picking up Celox. I think I missed the name. I think it might have even been Saito that picked it up. That AWP they got Celox. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're the AWPer, you pick up that the info. You kind of know it's It's quite a very quick finish of that round there.
So we could see a B split going on.
We've actually got it's our first one. Well, not. But it's one of our very minuscule, very few buy rounds that we're actually getting here, so we'll see what happens. Now I can't tell if that was a mistake by the T's or a 200 IQ play by Carlion, but the Molotov went in window, but there was a smoke already down, so whether or not that was a mistake by the T's or whether or not that was a really smart play by the CTs, I wasn't watching Carlion, but
Sad boy here though could get taken off. Just get one off there. Not able to quite take the second. T should be able to. Oh wait, no, they lose the bomb.
Carlion playing the open CT. This is a good position. Good flash. That was very good.
T's now the chance to get the bomb down on A site. We've got Captain FQ. Not really seen much of him so far in this game, so able to get the spray, but leaving it on 16 HP versus an AWP though, so.
And he has a Molotov, so he can eliminate this position here. Maybe not.
No, Celox very smartly switching to the AK. I think with the AWP could have been a little bit different, but.
I mean, I have to say, I mean that flash into CT spawn to block out the AWP there was a really good flash and really benefited each other. Antelope showing a very smart play there. That was very good. keep in mind that the scoreline may look one-sided at the moment, but if Antelope just keep playing the rounds like they have been, easily can bring it back. Played into mid. Antelope has shown their presence in mid right now. Carnian keeping him worried about window. She's quite smart. Looks like a boost is coming through actually. Carnian in a great position.
Maybe well, you've got FQN who's managed to get himself into apartments again.
Oh.
Okay, so they probably know this one's going to be A site. Going to push through connector. Sad Boy on his own on A site, leaving FQN to rotate round. He's probably going to play this defensive by the looks of it. Going to get a free plant for Antelope. In terms of anyone talking about the black bar at the top of the screen, I'll actually sort it out the next time during the game. It just needs to stretch the screens. My apologies. It was to do with an overlay change, that's all. Yes, Sad Boy getting taken down there. 6-3 going. Antelope picking up around there.
I've got to say it. I mean, that boost into window, I saw it coming, obviously because of the... But whoever threw that flash for Celox, that was such a smart play. That really eliminated that window presence completely. Cannot rate that high enough. That was such a good play. Got them complete window control. And
this has forced Luxor to push through T ramp. They're going to know no one's A, so they're pretty sure at this point it's going to be B site, leaving Kylan to go around. Antelope going to have free reign over B.
Yeah, Kylan's noticed that mid smoke right now, so I mean, obviously they already know it's not A. Now they're going to know it's not mid at all. Let's see how they play this out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Luxor are going to play this one. Looks like they're going to split between short and apartments.
I feel like it's maybe just a hunt for exit frags, trying to pick up some of these weapons here.
Yeah, looking at positions.
Yeah. For me, the obvious choice is if they're all player on T's side. I mean, okay, never mind. They're going through CT. T's playing it very smartly.
Sticking together, minimizing. Yeah. Oh, actually.
Okay. Okay. There you go.
Playing it extra smart. Leaving Luxor wondering where exactly they've come out of there.
Well played by them. Again, it's like I said, that round difference was like 6-2. If Antelope can just find their footing in this, they can easily bring it back.
That being said, we've got both sides with some guns. Luxor not quite able to pull out all of the utility they probably want here, but do have an AWP and 4 M4s. And looks like Antelope are going to go for that sort of slow start again. Possibly going to let Celox maybe try and find the pick. Certainly very great just taking out that entry.
Yeah, good execution now. Eliminating players one by one. I mean, again with its open CT, making one.
XDNA able to get 2 down as well.
Great play so far by the CT side for that hold. I think Cardian's presence there in CT is really throwing off the T side. They're not really able to counter that as well as they think. I mean the CT smoke seemed to be a little bit off. At least I think someone threw that, or I'm hoping it was, but let's see how this round plays out. Cardian playing really well with the AWP at the moment.
Phil's going to play aggressive. He's going to try and get onto short. Not able to. Cito is the wall between him and short. Celox playing alone in apartments. And his Celox going to realise that no one's on B. He's going to push through. Knows there's a guy in kitchen. Throws out a molly to keep him at bay. The rest of his team's going to move around into B, but are they expecting to have 2 players held out in kitchen. Celox is able to pick one off. And this leaves XDNA, who's going to push through shot. I think he's actually going to go for this.
No,
No,
well, I mean,
he's seeing the off. His team's probably going to want him to bring that into the next round.
I mean, what started off as a really good play by the CTs, and they're actually benefiting the T side by playing it just really intelligently, getting the map control for B, and eliminating the CTs one by one. I do want to comment on the crossfire right there. Sato and Killian, whatever. He both of them players on. I mean, we had one in connector and one in window. No, one on short even. So you have that kind of crossfire right there with the AWPs. It worked out really well. Saito going really big with those 2 frags with the AWP. Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish out for his team.
For anyone who's interested about the black bar at the top of the screen, that's now gone. You may have just noticed the stream get a little bit laggy and a bit quiet. That's just while I'm tabbed out of the window. Moving on now, Antelope. Looks like they are going to send Celox into Palace. Maybe try and get a few picks, but the rest of his team are going to make their way down mid. Bill's able to pick up the connector player. They need to get through fast into connector around the back so Celox can join them on A side. They might be able to.
Killian. Great 2-piece by him holding that connector spot. And he let 2 players through, but just get a oh, nice. Well played. FQN getting a pick in the window as well. Very doable.
These 2 CT players need to start pushing out and regaining some control here. Watching Killian at the moment as he pushes, tries to get a hit on the bomb. Going to get taken out by Pescal, I'd suggest here. But he knows where Pescal is.
Very close. Funny though, they kind of played Ring Around the Rosie with the bomb site there. It looked like as if the, I think Pexel was just not really aware of him rotating through CT. Gets a really nice spray down with the M4. Unfortunately, wasn't able to pick up the last because he reloaded, but it could have been very close. Wasn't exactly picks.
It looks like we might see an A execute here. Smoke's coming out.
Nice pick.
FQN just spamming through the smoke, desperately just trying to pick off one of these players. As Antelope managed to completely take A site. Pretty much unchallenged there. Leaving Luxor on the back foot. USP in hand for XDNA. DXNA even. Shot down midair. Well, we're at 7-7. The even game we probably didn't predict is definitely coming to fruition.
I don't think it's necessarily about predicting. It's more about, I mean, the start of the game, it was looking so one-sided, and like I said, when it was 4-2, 6-2, all the Antelope has to do is get their footing here on these few rounds, and they're fine. And I just want to comment, I mean, they were all for T side, got the info for that push, so he played really well.
He's baiting out a shot there. Fortunately, it's probably going to give Luxor an idea that, you know, they could be B. Only one player's made themselves known. Pexel going to be the first one out here onto site. Able to pick up one. Got one player holding kitchen. And Luxor once again on the back foot, having to chase.
Well played by, I mean, Antelope played that really well, coming back, getting their round advantage. I mean, that last round there especially, doing a really good job isolating the CTs, picking them off one by one. Really doing a good job. I mean, honestly, you can't expect more from a T side. I mean, that was really well played. I mean, just to manage to even come back that much and only give Luxor one round in total was just a really good play.
But I wouldn't count out Antelope. You know, Celox is some of the frags he's been able to get's been phenomenal. That, you know, that at least we've seen there. Bit of a look on the scoreboard as the T's move into be what we've been saying about Celtics. They're definitely ringing true. 19 and 8.
Yeah.
Definitely pushing his Antelope side into where, you know, the score it is at the moment. Antelope definitely now the idea that Luxor are on B. Bomb's going to go down. And Antelope getting caught off guard. Just looks like we're going to see this return to an even scoreline. He's going to be on his own in kitchen. That nade might just take him down. Well, back nice, to 8-8.
Yeah, I mean, it's these pistol rounds. We can probably expect another round or two to go in the way of Luxor. I mean, you know, I don't even know how to explain that round. It's just one of those things where just the T's playing really, really well, and Antelope just not really expecting the burst out, not winning those gunfights. So we're already out now.
Luxor is going to once again surprise the CTs with another fast push, but this time it's going to be A site.
Stillock's getting another pick with that CZ.
And Antelope going to choose to send 2 players around the back to T ramp. It's probably going to be too little too late though, potentially. Might be worth playing for exits. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily a slow round, but kind of a one-sided one. T's looking to come out of this quite confidently. Just looking for some exit frags now from the CTs.
Heck's still going to get one. Definitely hit him in the head if he's going to want to get this. Not able to. FQ taking him out. 9-8 Luxor.
Yeah, both players for the CT side actually dying out there. So, I mean, it's interesting to note. I mean, we about Celox obviously having the rounded, not even necessarily the rounded value, sorry, but the most kills on his team. Interesting to note that Saito also on 20 kills himself, so not necessarily an even scoreboard, but relatively balanced. Got a complete stack on B right now from the CTs, which the T's have actually kind of run into.
Yeah, they've walked straight into it, and it's going to be a little difficult. DXNA is going to have to get both of these players if we're going to have a chance. Great stuff with the CZ, and that's why I call it the Pocket AK. Absolutely fantastic from DXNA.
Can't take away from Antelope though. I mean, at the end of the day, they got all those players down. They built up a nice little bit of economy. They actually draw it really close. One of the players getting really weak on T side, just not really able to finish it out like they should have been. And that shot with the CZ was really good. So cannot complain if you're Luxor right now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Luxor are going to choose to start slowing things down a little bit. Not quite sure what they want to do at the moment. A bit of confusion there. They head towards B, back to A, and it looks like the bomb's going to head towards B by the looks of it. They might try and pull some players to A side. As we've got FQN who's playing Palace. Looks like Sad Boy is going to be given the task to clean out connector.
It's going to be all about how these CTs handle the aggression from the T side right now. How they can play around it.
Saito aggressive with the AWP.
And here we go.
1v4 for FQN. He's on site, he's got the bomb with him, but I think he's going to struggle here. The players know where he is, they know he's on A site. That smoke fading just gives him another angle he's going to have to watch, and that exact angle is going to be his making. 10-9. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to go all the way.
As long as Antelope can keep countering the aggression from the T side here, I mean, it's yeah, in my mind, it will be close. I mean, honestly, Antelope played like a pack of wolves there, just surrounding that T player on A side, not letting him get even, you know, a centimeter on that side. So, really well played by them. Oh, FQN through the smoke. That was a good spray. Good early pick. from both players, actually.
Saito as well. Celox could get a few, but he's smoked off and having to push back, leaving the vast majority of the Luxor to what I would suggest push onto way, but could have done something different there. Devoidy probably going to choose to save out that M4.
It's worth noting as well, FQN, one of the players which we said at the beginning of that T side, or at least at the start of the T side, wasn't really making that big of an impact on his team compared to some of the other players. He's now actually currently 7-2 on this T side, so clearly picking it up, clearly feeling a bit more comfortable, finding his groove, hitting some really nice shots, spray for the smoke there, and then pick onto short. So cannot complain if you're FQN right now.
Looks like Devoidy is probably going to get this one taken into next round. So I guess they're not going to be able to reach it at this point. So 1 M4 carried over. It'd be interesting to see if the CTs choose to match that with some SMGs or pistols.
Looking like pistols so far.
That being said, though, if there's going to be a round where we're going to see a gap form in terms of the score, this could be the one where, you know, if Luxor can play this properly, if they're aware of the economy, then we could see this go through, as we look like we're going to see an A execute coming out. Captain even able to get that one. Kylan's just checking it out before another player. Heisey pushing through the smoke there. Getting caught out. So he's devoiding, managed to take one, takes two even.
Good picks.
And Devoid now could captain his team as he pushes back onto A. It's just
DNA just closing it out there though. That's the problem for the CTZ. That is the big problem. DXNA, he's 4 HP and able to get a 2-piece there. That can't be happening. Devoidy, I mean, at the end of the day, he got that nice little 2-piece into CT, but it was completely countered by DXNA.
Yeah, I think because of the closeness of the game as well, we're seeing a lot more saves go out there. It's possible, you know, Devoid a kit in hand, you know, he could have given it a try. You know, one player on low HP, AWP and an AK. But I'm assuming sort of with the way the economy and the rounds are going, his team is going to be wanting him to save and bring that AK back.
100%.
Big round this one, I'd suggest. I think, you know, Antelope really, you know, you're going to have a strong hold here. This could be Luxor's chance to run away with it, and the academy team could take one home here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's worth noting that Saito is now currently 6-1 on the T side, who was obviously one of their best players on that CT side. It's an interesting form right now. I mean, we saw Saito with the, you know, decisive lead in his team, now kind of getting closed out by Gillian, obviously playing really well, Italian playing really, really well. Every player now, you know, 10 or above, so CT's now starting.
Kylan pushing through the molly, not able to, you know, risk not paying off there as he gets taken out, pushing onto B site. Leaving just a couple of players now, just finish this one up. Sad Boy trapped on B site, taken down as well.
What? Wow. Okay. Devoidy. That is an insane play. 4K, holding down the site on B there, just completely locking it down. The T's not able to make a single play, just hitting shots left and right. Devoidy making an incredible play there to close out that round. Wow, what a play. That's incredible.
Looks like we're going to see a Luxor A execute. Sadboy just watching behind, just making sure no one's going to come around on the lurk. Nade's going to go out here, some utility to be used. Excellent to get one with Molly, another one with the M4. Excellent, nearly getting a 4K there. Nonetheless, though, allowing Luxor to get on A site, regardless of that effort. But 3-on-2, still definitely a good chance for Antelope to take this one. And FQN not able to pick the player coming from CT.
You can't help but think that round was almost, I don't want to say given to them, but the fact that Pexel was able to get that, you know, complete, just a 3K that, you know, normally you would expect a player not be able to get. Playing positions really well around the site though, holding off that play, really well played by him. You got to think the run kind of goes into their favor because of that. Still looking even though. Nothing too one-sided just yet. As soon as you start to think that someone's going to get a round advantage, instantly the other team brings it back.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. You know, as soon as you think one team will start running away with it, you know, everything changes. Was that? Oh, I thought FQN managed to pick that one off then. I thought we'd just seen the dig of a lifetime. Not quite though, it was another player. With the illusion of a really sick flick. FQN though, could still do it. You know, 1 versus 3. Getting picked by the mid player of Celox. 12-12, we're back to a very even game, a very close game.
I mean, you talk about needing a dig of a lifetime. That's what FQN needed down on 3 players. It wasn't looking doable. And again, the CT's playing positions really well. Like you mentioned, 12-12. This match couldn't be any closer. 3 more rounds and we were at 15. One of these teams is coming home with at least a win here, which is going to be... You've got to think it ain't going to go to a draw. Maybe after yesterday. Hey, look, I was asking for it yesterday. Didn't get it. Maybe today's the day we get a draw. It'd be very interesting. I'd be interested in that. Luxor playing really well at the moment, as is Antelope.
Yeah, just too close to call at the moment. We're going to see some utility used on mid. Possibly going to be the time for Luxor to advance forward. We're going to get an insight of where they're going to choose to go. Phil's able to get a couple on stairs there.
Phil's playing really well in that position right there, getting all the info for his team, and literally managing to pick up a 2K there. Great play by him.
CEO's been able to sneak around the back though. Going to get picked off by Icy, lying in wait, expecting what's going on. Possibly heard him drop down if he's gone through the window. We might.
FQN kind of needed to save the round here for them. He'll be quite low money.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go for the save. I think he's going to try and possibly... No, 20 seconds, no time. Yeah. Possibly even going to get picked up by Devoid here.
Or not.
Back turn, checking connector. FQN's going to push into window. Celox is going to push through with the AWP. Not quite able to predict that one.
He definitely still do this. I mean, luckily, you know, CT's all players not peeking. Yeah. Icy didn't peek there, did a good job of saving the AWP. Celox now calling a pause for his team, even though they're a round up.
And Sean DL, shout out to my man Devoidy. There you go, Devoidy. Bit of a shout out for you. Definitely playing a good game.
I mean, you couldn't ask for something more equal than this. We saw at the beginning on CT's side, Saito had some of the most kills in his team. The only player above 10, I believe. And now it's looking more and more like the scoreboard's becoming even. Every player on Luxor Academy is actually picking it up. Antelope, the same story there. Yeah, obviously, I mean, Hasi obviously playing, I mean, not the best, but at the end of the day, you know, he's winning those. I mean, just like that round just then, didn't peak, made a good job of saving the round, picking it up for his team there, which is a great play.
Yeah, definitely. Tactical timeout called at the moment. Looks like it's the Antelope Esports that have called the tactical timeout. Little look at some statistics there in terms of Devoidy. Celox still at the top of the scoreboard for his team. That being said, not as convincing as it was before. The rest of his team slowly coming behind him now. No one other than sort of High C really dragging behind in terms of of evenness in this game as well. You know, every player's putting in their part to to get the score where it is. Two very evenly matched sides. Looking like we are going to see an unpause now. Luxor Esports Academy 12, Antelope Esports 13. So coming into the final stages of this game.
Yeah, for me, it's all about whoever wins this round. You know, if Antelope win this, I don't know if Luxor is going to be able to really respond in time to be able to catch up back to 15. It could still happen, assuming that we can draw, but for me, this round is the most important out of all the others.
So, bomb carrier moving through now, underpass, so it's looking like we could see an A play.
I'd say keep your eye on Hussey here. He's playing the AWP really well. The connector misses the shot.
Not quite missing out. He's going to fall back though and have another go potentially.
Pexcel's in a really good spot. Unfortunately, he doesn't check his left. The connector peak there. Quite a strange angle not to look at.
Pexcel managing to walk into the Molotov. Bomb's down in a really tricky spot though for Luxor. They're going to have to push the players on the board again.
Wow.
DXNA not able to pick that one up for his team.
If you're gonna start stepping up, these are the rounds to do it. I mean, you're coming to the end of the game nearly. You know, you're only two rounds away from you know, at least being able to get a draw. You know, a bit of a questionable play from one of the players on the side. I believe it was Pexcel there for CT, but luckily that bomb was down in a really good position. Now we're just going to see the T to put the pressure on here. Wow. Okay.
Really quick. I thought maybe we might see, you know, one of these quick plays that Luxor do there. Not quite able to make it count the way that they have done earlier on in their T side. FQN probably going to be left just trying to save this AK. No money for Luxor at the moment.
It's like I just said.
Yeah, Antelope are going to take it 15, so
yeah,
Luxor are just going to be playing for that draw.
Well, and then obviously unless FQN can do something here, I mean, it's still very much. It is almost a 1v4 with that 15 HP player, but I mean, it's like I said a minute ago. You know, whoever wins that last round is kind of going to be taking the advantage here, not just because obviously it just because it's obviously a 2-round advantage, but you know, the economy situation for the T side and just the way that they've been playing so far, the aggressiveness clearly not working out for Luxor.
FQN could get caught out here. Ooh. Double Star wasn't expecting that one. I don't think anybody would be expecting that one. Kind of glad he could go that way and make that one count. People asking the question of why he was, you know, going there. You know, he should have really sort of held it down, but possibly his team want him to play for the picks in this one. But looking at this late in the game, it's probably not going to have too much of a dent in Antelope's economy, as we see Luxor moving for a potential B play. FQM with smoke in hands.
Yeah, it just feels like so far Antelope has done everything in their power to literally just counter everything Luxor's doing, and it's been working out wonders for them. And here we go. Possible last round here. Some good picks by the CTs, and T's actually managing to trade out those frags.
Antelope to retake. Nicely playing from kitchen. Able to pick one who's pushing him on site. Kylan with a good spot holding bench. All depends on if he's going to be predicted to be holding that corner. Great Kylan, not able to get the last one. That's going to be it. Antelope going to take the game. GG's coming out in the chat. Great game all around, really close. It looked like only a few rounds ago we were looking at a Luxor taking the game, talking about Luxor taking the game, Antelope taking it in the final stages. An absolutely fantastic game to watch from both sides. Some great plays from both teams, but points go to Antelope.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about at the beginning of the game. At the end of the day, Antelope having that, the league spot kind of a little bit higher up, the statistics kind of favoring them a little bit more. I mean, I have to say it for me, if I was to pick kind of like an MVP player for that series, if I was asked to, it would have to be Celox. At the end of the day, he not only was pulling out the numbers for them, not just on the T side, but at the CT end there, was just getting those important frags, getting the important trades, just doing things for the team that not many other players were. But as a unit, obviously, Antelope just was playing phenomenal right at the end there. As soon as they get that 2-round advantage, the economy starts going down for Luxor, and there you go.
Yeah, so Selok's definitely very impressive in that game. A lot of players who started out as well, maybe not doing so well at the start of the game, definitely, with some great individual plays. Fantastic to watch, fantastic to cast even. Moving forward, at 8, oh, I need to actually recheck what we're talking. 8 o'clock today, we have Hypnotic Academy versus Daddy's Delicious Dancers. Definitely top card main event for Daddy's Delicious Dancers. A little bit of a tongue twister. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock for that one, maybe a little bit before the stream. Well, a little bit before the game, the stream will start. Usual setup, both myself and Farley will be casting that one. Following that, we've got Omen versus Luxor Esports. So if you enjoy watching Luxor Esports Academy today, we've got their main team playing today, unless for some reason that gets rescheduled. I'm not sure if either of those two games that I've just mentioned have been confirmed. I'm pretty sure the RDYUP admin who's been commenting in chat can probably tell you which of those two games have been confirmed. That being said, providing nothing changes, we will be back shortly before 8 p.m. to cast that game. Straight after that one, there won't be a stream stop or anything. We'll be moving straight into the Omen versus Luxor game. Other than that, thank you very much for tuning in to this game, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.